Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Bree if you are new here. And in today's video, I'm going to be trying out some new products from NYX. So I have quite a few of their Epic Smoke liners. I have their new primer, their new setting spray. I got a new gloss. We're going to try out some fun stuff today. So if you guys are interested in seeing me try these products for the first time, getting my first impressions, then just keep on watching. Alright, so first things first, I'm actually going to start off with the lip gloss because I have another new product that I want to try later at the end of the video that's not NYX, but I just kind of snuck it in there. So first things first, I have the This Is Juice Gloss. It is an electrolyte infused color. I have the shade Coconut Chill, which is literally just the clear gloss. That was the one that I wanted to try. Let me read to you from the Ulta description. It is an electric light infused vegan lip color with 8 different shades, 8 different flavors. It's infused with magnesium, zinc, manganese, sodium, potassium sorbate, and then it also has Rosa canina, grapeseed oil, jojoba oil, avocado oil, and squalene. It's all vegan, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So there's a bunch of different flavors. Again, I went with the coconut one. Oh, that smells really good. It's not like an overpowering coconut, which is nice. To be honest with you, it's giving me Smackers vibes, which I don't hate. It's a really shiny gloss. It's not sticky whatsoever. It just feels good. I'm excited to see how hydrated my lips feel after wearing this the entire time that I'm doing my eyeshadow. And I'm also just excited to see, like, you know, wearing it throughout the day on like a regular full day wear test. But first, right out the gate, I actually really like it. It looks really good. All right, and next up I have 5 of the Epic Smoke liners. So it's an angled liner with a brush at the bottom so you can kind of smoke it out. I have Brick Red, White Smoke. I have Black Smoke. I got Mocha Match. And I also got Fired Up, which is like a nice orange shade. Let me swatch these all for you. All right, before I swatch, let me show you what these look like untouched. So you can see right there, it's a nice angle. Looks like you could get a crisp line but also like really blow it out. And then I love how the brush end also has a lid on it, so there's no like storage issues here. And that is the little paddle brush right there. It's super soft, but like stiff enough that it's going to do something, but soft enough that it's not like gonna fuck your shit up, you know? So there they are right there. To be honest with you, Brick Red and Fired Up are a little bit more muted than I was expecting from them. It's fine, they're still really pretty shades, but it's just not, I was kind of expecting a little bit more. Let me take a little brush end on Brick Red and just see what happens. Okay. Oh, I did that completely off camera, my apologies. This is very hard to do backwards, I want you to know that. But yeah, it does brush out pretty easily. But overall, super creamy feeling. The only thing is that I don't know that I would use these on like my waterline. The angle of the pencil itself feels like it might be a little bit sharp to put on the waterline, but like that's not the end of the world. I have plenty of other liners that I could use in their place. Okay, so I don't have any other eyeshadow over here with me. I'm not planning on putting any other eyeshadow on. I figured I would just use these and just kind of see where the world takes me. All right, I think I got it figured out. What I'm gonna do, because I have 5, one of them is not gonna get used, and I think it's going to be the brown today. But what I think I'm gonna do is I think I'm going to do a double liner, so a regular liner and then like a floating liner as well, and kind of go like red to black and then white to orange and kind of do that. I don't fucking know. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm gonna start off with the Brick Red shade. And I've already primed my lids and I set my brow bone with powder, but my lid space is unset. So we're gonna see how that goes. Should I have set, you know what? Let's go ahead and set one eye and not set the other and see if that makes a difference. I'm just gonna take whatever's left on this brush. I don't know how much of a difference that'll make, but I don't really want my eye to crease. I should have set the eye that actually fucking creases, but whatever. I didn't think that far ahead. All right, I'm gonna start off with the Brick Red shade, and I'm just going to probably line about right there. This feels weird. It feels like I'm toothbrushing my eyelid. Okay, we're gonna kind of smoke it out a little bit, and then I'll go back in and kind of redefine the line. All right, and then next up I'm gonna take black smoke and just basically create this wing. I'm gonna clean up these bottom edges and make it sharp with a makeup wipe in a minute. First things first, I can tell you right off the bat, it does not matter if your eyes are set or unset, it's going to work the same regardless. They're very creamy, they blend away, honestly, a little bit more than I was kind of expecting them to. I definitely feel like they're going to need there's definitely a learning curve to them, is what I'm gonna say first and foremost. I don't hate it. I don't hate the concept. They definitely do what they are advertised to do. Again, I just think it's a learning curve. Let me clean these up a little bit before I move on. All right, I think for the top line, I'm just going to hopefully very smoothly just do a line. And the only place that I'm going to smudge is gonna be where the two shades meet, hopefully. I obviously just went over the white with the orange. You couldn't even really see the white. I don't know. It's not the worst thing in the world. I've definitely played with worse. I understand the concept, but it kind of just looks like I don't know what I'm doing, which could be because I literally don't know what I'm doing. But I'd like to think that I am somewhat talented and skilled with makeup, and it's just, again, I think there's just a learning curve that I really need to work with. I don't hate it. I don't know. It's weird. They're almost too creamy, so when you start to smudge them, they really start to smudge away to next to nothing. But at the same time, they're almost not creamy enough. I kind of had to pull the skin on my eye just a little bit to go in this area right here, so that I didn't have any skipping, because it was starting to skip on me. So it's kind of, I don't know. Let me wipe off this lip gloss, and then we're gonna try out a primer. All right, so my lips feel hydrated still, which is nice. I appreciate that. And back to the eyes really quick. I think my biggest problem is that, especially with the floating liner style, I am so accustomed to cake liners and liquid liners that I'm just used to a slightly cleaner line. That could be my problem and just something that I'm more used to. I don't hate it. It doesn't look bad. It looks fine, and it will probably look even better once the rest of my makeup is on. So let's go ahead and dive into primer. I sprayed down my face like I normally do, and I already put on a little bit of under eye primer that I always wear. And I have here in front of me the NYX Plump Right Back Silicone Applicator. This is, first of all, weird to me that they launched this because this is so like 3 or 4 years ago. But it's just your standard, you know, silicone applicator. I have a makeup sponge that is half dipped in silicone and I use that for foundation, but to be honest with you, I've never used one of these before. But when I saw that it was launched with the primer and that this is specifically marketed to use with the primer, I was interested in that because I do actually have a couple primers that I love, but I hate the way that they feel on my fingers. So having something that maybe I could use in place of my fingers would be pretty cool. And then next up, I have the NYX Plump Right Back Plumping Serum and Primer with electrolytes again. So let me read to you the little description. Introducing the first ever electrolyte infused primer serum from NYX, supercharged with 5 electrolytes and vitamins, including hyaluronic acid, vitamin E, provitamin B5, magnesium, and potassium. This gripping primer ensures makeup stays fresh all day. And then primer leaves skin instantly plumped, moisturized, replenished, and energized. This plumping primer has a smooth, lightweight finish that absorbs quickly and allows for an even makeup application. Keep primer in fridge for an instant cooling sensation. I love that. Not this time of year, but I love that. It's also vegan, by the way, if I did not mention that. And it just says to use a dime size amount. So crack this bitch open. Take off this little sticker. It appears from the ingredients list on the back that it has the same vitamins and electrolytes that I already listed from the gloss. So I'm gonna go ahead and just, I don't know, is that a dime size amount right there? Let me just slap it on. Probably should have used the pointed end, but see, I already feel like I need to like smooth over it with my fingers. This just feels wrong. All right, it definitely has a stickiness to it once it starts to set down. Not as sticky as the CoverFX gripping primer or like the e.l.f. gripping primers. Definitely not as sticky, but it has quite a bit of stick to it. I'm gonna let this sink into my skin and I'm gonna put on my base. I would do this with you guys on camera, but to be honest with you, my camera's about to die, so I need to charge the battery anyway. But I'm gonna do that. I will be back to show you guys how everything applied, and I'll kind of give you guys my rundown of how it all applied. But so far, so good. I actually think this primer feels really nice. So I'm gonna do that and I will be right back. All right, so obviously I just went ahead and put on a little bit of bronzer, blush, highlight, all that. As for the application of everything, once I got the primer on, my foundation went on really well. Powder, I felt like went on really well. And then once I was getting to the point of putting on bronzer, I was using, by the way, completely clean, well, not brand new, but completely clean bronzer brush. And I started to get like spots over on this side. You can see it a little bit right there, that the bronzer really stuck to my skin and didn't want to move around. So I don't know if I maybe just missed a little bit of powder over there, but I felt like I did a good enough job. Like I put my, you know, loose powder on, and then I put on a little bit of pressed powder as well. So usually I don't have that issue. I don't know if that had to do with the primer. That's something I will have to find out as time goes on and I continue to use the product, obviously. I did just want to make note of that. Otherwise, everything seems to be applying really well. My skin feels good. I don't feel like particularly tight or anything like that, and like everything feels good. So aside from just that one little spot right over there, which to be honest with you, if my hair wasn't braided, my hair would be down. You wouldn't even be able to see it. So shit happens. And as for my eyes, I did end up having to go in with that setting brush and putting a little bit of powder right here, which I still didn't really put that much, because you can kind of see right there, it started to transfer. So this is definitely, those pencils are definitely a product that are better used over set eyeshadow, or set lids rather, so you don't get any, you know, transferring or anything like that. Let me put on a little bit more actually. Let's go ahead and move on to the next product. I have here the Thick It, Stick It Thickening Brow Mascara. I will admit it's probably a little bit noticeable right now. I've been kind of bad with my brows recently. And the progress that my grande brow had made was pretty much wiped away on one of my brows, which sucks. But we'll take what we can get. The brow gel is probably going to be a little bit more noticeable on this side. So I have the shade Brunette, and this is what it looks like right here. Let me get this big blob off. This absolutely looks like it has fibers in it. I know you guys can't really tell, but it does look a little bit like, does it have fibers in it? Let me grab the box again. Ultra buildable with hair-like fibers. Flake smudge and transfer resistant, and again, vegan. Let's go ahead and brush this in, and then I will go back in with a little pen and just touch it up. I'm nervous. I've only been using clear brow gel, so I don't really... Oh, there's definitely a difference. I will say that the end of the wand picks up a fuckload of product. I mean, like, it definitely is making a huge difference. I don't hate it. I don't hate it. While that's drying, I'm actually going to go in with the brown of the smoke liner, and I'm just going to, like, smudge this out on my lower lash line. So either the brown shade doesn't smudge as much, or they just don't smudge the same on the lower lash line. It could be because I'm brushing a little bit more gently because, you know, it's my delicate little lower lash line. But that kind of did bring everything together. Kind of made a difference. Okay, let me toss this box. Let me just like finish up my eyes really quick and like kind of finish filling in my eyebrows, and I will be back to use 2 more products. First of all, I know that lashes would probably like pull this whole look together, but I really just don't want to. So there's that. And also that brow gel made filling in my eyebrows like 15,000 times easier. Genuinely, like usually I'll take a slightly lighter brow pencil and I'll kind of just go through my brows really quick to kind of create a base, and then I'll go back in with a darker brow pen, and I'll just kind of add in some brow strokes and really just kind of like define my outer section, since I don't have any brow hair there because I shave it off. And I literally just went in with that dark one and I added just a little bit up in the front and then through the back, called it a day. My brows look natural, but still like defined, and I'm pleased. I'm very, very pleased with that. So that's a good one. Next up, I have here the NYX Plump Finish with Electrolytes setting spray. I'm usually not the hugest fan of NYX setting sprays, but I wanted the whole collection. You know, I wanted to try it all. So let me just. It's not the greatest mist. It smells fine though. Oh, that's aggressive. Let me just go from like all the way over here. Like I am far away from my face. Jesus Christ. Well, that sprayer is shit. So if I like the product, I'll end up putting it in a completely different bottle, because that was the fucking worst thing I've ever experienced in my life. I mean, like, it's fine. It was a setting spray. Nothing really stood out about it. Last but not least is not a NYX product, but I picked this up the other day and I wanted to try it, and I figured I'd try it with you guys on camera, and this was the only video that it made sense to try it in. So I have here the e.l.f. Glossy Lip Stain. I have the shade Cinnamon Dreams. The packaging is gorgeous, honestly. It's a very, very, very pretty packaging. So let me just line my lips really quick and I will be, just give me a second. All right, so this says it's a gloss and stain in one infused with mango seed butter. It goes on glossy and it stains lips. Once the gloss fades, the sheer stain leaves lips with a pop of color. I think what's most exciting about that for me is the fact that, like, I do a lot of days I film content, whether it be a TikTok or for Instagram or, you know, filming, stuff like that. But a lot of days that I work, I will film a TikTok before I go to work, which means I'm doing a full face and then I go to work. There is no point in me wearing a lip product to work. I'm wearing a mask everywhere that I go. So I think it might be kind of nice to have a product that I can put on when I'm filming a TikTok and it will look really good and hopefully look really good in the content, and then for it to just fade off, stain my lips. I still have like a little bit of something on my lips, but it's not something that's going to like transfer onto a mask or anything like that. I'm really going in with high hopes on this, but let's just go ahead and see. That is what it looks like right there. The wand is dark red and that's a little concerning to me. It is very, very thin, I will say that, and a lot darker than I expected. Yeah, it's darker than I expected, and it's honestly a little bit thinner than I was expecting. I don't hate it, but it kind of does that thing when you like rub your lips together where it kind of starts to bunch up a little bit towards the top of the lips, so I'm a little concerned about that. But what I'm thinking that I'll do is I'll kind of go over the stuff that I tried in this video, and then I'm just gonna kind of pat it off and we can see what the stain will look like. Because again, if this leaves a really nice stain behind, I have no fucking problem tossing it on my lips for a little bit and then just calling it a day. All right, so a quick recap on everything. This is Juice Gloss, felt great on my lips. Super juicy. It almost felt a little bit plumping, but I think it might have just been that it was like really hydrating, but it felt really nice. I'm excited to continue to use it. The Epic Smoke liners. Listen, I don't know. I don't hate the way that my eyes look right now. I really, really don't. I'm a little disappointed on the coloring of the orange and the red ones. I just expected them to be deeper, but that's not the end of the world. I just need to play around with them more. I really do. I just need to work with them, try them out, try them in different ways, just kind of get a vibe. I don't know. I'm not sold on them yet. I don't think that they're like a necessity, you know? All right, this little guy, again, really don't think that it was a necessity. I'm mostly interested to try it with my like super gripping primers because those are the ones that I really hate the way that they feel on my fingers. So I'm interested to see if I can kind of work it out with that and not feel the need to like go back in and smooth it out with my hands. I don't know. I'm also a little bit curious about like where I'm going to put this that it won't just become a magnet for cat hair. The Plump Right Back primer was good. Out of the NYX primers that I have tried on camera with you guys, so the Bear With Me primers, the Marshmallow primer, the Bright Maker primer, this falls upper middle, I think. I don't know. Again, I've only tried it one time. It's not bad by any means. I'm interested to see how my skin looks throughout the day. Like, I'm just interested to see how my skin holds up and everything like that. I think the only thing that's throwing me off was that little bit of patchiness. I just need to play around with it a little bit more and get a better feel. One thing I am noticing is it's the kind of pump that the bottom is going to slowly start going up, which I love that. I love that so much because you can really see how much product you have left. You're really going to be able to get every last little bit, which is great because NYX primers have gotten very expensive. But overall, if this has really nice ingredients, so if it makes a difference on my skin, I'm happy with it. The Thick It Stick It Brow Mascara. Let me actually touch my brows. You know, they're not sticky, which is great. They look really good. I think that this might actually be my favorite product that I tried, and it was like the one that I was like, I'll just add that to the cart, like I'll give it a shot. But I think this might actually be my favorite thing that I've tried today. So that's very exciting. It just looked really good, and I got a really good color for myself, and honestly, I feel like it would work a lot better if you're somebody that has even fuller brows than I do, but even with my sparser brows, like it still worked really well. So I'm happy with that. I don't really know that there's a point to this, to be honest with you. It's just like, yeah, it looks like it has some decent ingredients, like some good, it's got, I see hyaluronic acid, I see, you know, those fucking electrolytes and shit like that. I also see biotin, which is interesting. So it doesn't have the worst ingredients, and it didn't smell like alcohol, which is nice because I've definitely used NYX setting sprays before that smelled like alcohol. The sprayer on this is just garbage. So I think in order for me to get an actually genuine opinion on this, I'm going to need to pour this into another bottle. So I'm probably going to set this off to the side for a little while, wait till I finish off one of my setting sprays, and then I'll just pour it in there. That way I can get a better idea. Okay, as for this, my lips still look really good. Let me pat it off. All right, so that is the stain that is left behind. It definitely, like, the stain collected a little bit in like the cracks of my lips. And it might fade differently if I didn't just wipe it off, obviously. Like it might fade a little bit smoother just on its own. But the fade looks nice. Like it looks like I have a little bit of something on my lips, which is nice. And my lips feel hydrated. Like, it's not the worst thing in the world. Again, though, it's just not something that I'm like, oh my god, like I'm gonna run out and go get more shades of this because I can't wait to use it in the way that I had described to you guys earlier. I think it's just kind of fine, you know? But yeah, let me toss a little bit of this gloss. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna toss the clear gloss on. So that's gonna wrap up today's video and my new NYX product haul. It's interesting because I did those 3 haul videos in December, and like literally every single product just nailed it. Didn't have a single flop. Didn't even have a product that I was like, yeah, it's okay. Like every single one, I was like, this is amazing. And then I get to this video and it's just kind of like, you know? So that's pretty disappointing. Like I said, I do have those couple products that I did really enjoy, and I do look forward to using them again, but the rest of them I'm just kind of like I'm not excited to use them again, and that's kind of just, it's very disappointing actually, but it is what it is. So that's gonna wrap up today's video. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. Comment down below and let me know if you are interested in trying any of these products. I would love to know. Subscribe, stay tuned, because I am going to have a speed reviews at some point, probably in about a month or so, month and a half, where I will give you guys my final update, like really tell you guys how I feel about these products after I've used them multiple times. So definitely subscribe for that. Ring the bell, do all the things. I hope that you guys haven't, I said it like in a weird order, so I lost my train of thought, but you know, subscribed. Let's just do the standard one. Please subscribe if you have not already. It would mean the world to me. Like this video, ring the bell, do all the things. I hope that you guys have an awesome day, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye!